Old Pa and Porter, both seasoned truck drivers, were assigned the important task of transporting a massive 170-ton rail escort machine from the port to the London Railway Crane Yard, a distance of 380 kilometers. To meet road transport regulations, the enormous steel machine was divided into two sections. Old Pa carefully loaded the 98-ton front core component onto his 30-meter M-an heavy-duty truck, while Porter was responsible for the 70-ton rear auxiliary structure. With his truck carrying only 70 tons, Porter complied with weight limits for daytime travel and continued at full speed, but Old Pa's truck, carrying 98 tons, due to strict urban daytime weight restrictions, the truck had to leave the city and wait outside before continuing onward. As the evening rush hour finally ended, Eric, who has over 20 years of experience in train transport, skillfully drove a heavy truck carrying a massive 105-ton diesel locomotive through challenging construction zones on rural roads in South Devon. Despite towing the enormous 19-meter-long load, he navigated carefully, steering precisely to avoid numerous obstacles along the way. The biggest challenge, however, was still ahead. A narrow, winding, and steep slope, requiring Eric to make a difficult 90-degree right turn safely through the rough terrain. To enter the yard, Eric immediately coordinated with his assistant. He focused on steering adjustments while the assistant controlled the trailer's hydraulic suspension to evenly distribute the locomotive's weight, preventing front wheel overload. After a coordinated operation, the truck finally entered the yard steadily, but the challenge was not over. To allow the diesel locomotive to drive directly onto the track, Eric needed to precisely align the trailer with the ramp. The yard's limited space left no room for maneuvering. At a critical moment, he devised a solution, having a service vehicle push an empty flatbed slowly up the ramp, then connected the heavy truck and flatbed to the ramp with a splitter, forming a stable triangular structure. With this coordination, the 105-ton diesel locomotive smoothly slid down the ramp to the designated position. As darkness deepened, Old Pa outside the city finally received the signal to depart. At 7:30 p.m., he drove his heavy truck into the urban area but immediately faced the first obstacle, a sharp turn at an intersection. Despite the pilot vehicle clearing traffic in advance as Old Pa attempted the right turn, the rear of the truck on the curb, even more dangerous moving forward, risked the 98-ton load striking the overhead traffic light. In the midst of the standoff, the assistant swiftly operated the truck's wheel remote control, acting with remarkable speed and precision. With one button press, all 13 axles turned in perfect unison, enabling the enormous truck to skillfully maneuver like a metallic centipede and pass through the intersection quickly and efficiently. By sunrise, Old Pa's massive truck had finally arrived at the London Railway Crane Yard, successfully completing the demanding day and night transportation journey. 3 weeks after the cargo's initial arrival, the rail escort machine, which had been shipped in separate components, was carefully reassembled on site and began functioning as intended. The new owner switched it on, and this steel giant began moving along the tracks, maintaining the railway network throughout the region. While operating, it compacts an impressive 900 meters of track every hour. Equipped with sensors to detect deviations, its mechanical arm grabs the rails and sleepers, pushing them back into proper alignment. Then, hydraulic systems dig beneath and firmly compress the sleepers in place. Its massive body, paired with the flexible arm, looks like a giant caterpillar moving steadily along the rails, enabling fast and precise railway maintenance. Meanwhile, the diesel locomotive Eric transported materials needed for the operation with great efficiency. It found its new home in South Devon, joining a local steam railway that stretches 11 kilometers across beautiful countryside, drawing in numerous tourists each year. As the powerful steel engines begin to gleam along the tracks, Old Pa and Porter have already finished packing up and are heading off for their next transport assignment, ready for another adventure on the road ahead. Their journey continues, driven by dedication and a love for their work.